Hey nutrition coaches, you may not want to hear this, but chances are you're doing your client check-ins wrong, and it's costing you time, money, and client results. Recent survey data has shown that nearly half of nutrition coaches are checking with their clients on live video calls. And although these type of face-to-face meetings can be helpful, they're usually filled with small talk and unrelated personal details. They're tough to schedule, and for the most part, they're unnecessary if you know how to structure your client check-ins and ask the right questions. Which is why in today's video, I'm going to show you why these video calls or live in-person meetings are actually hurting your nutrition coaching business, and show you a better way to do these check-ins that will save you time and grow your business in a way that your clients will love so you can deliver insane transformations. What I'm going to show you today is something I like to call the hybrid check-in. It's going to really impress your nutrition clients and blow away your competition. Here's a brief overview of what it looks like. Your client submits some predetermined data and fills out a feedback form that gets sent right to your email inbox. Then you review the information, provide detailed feedback and any adjustments and action items with a video response, and send it back through email. This process is efficient and it's effective. And keep watching because I'm going to walk you through every single step and give you everything you need to start working in the hybrid check-in process into your coaching business. There's a reason why the hybrid check-in is so much better for you as the coach, but also for your client, rather than one-on-one Zoom meetings or in-person check-ins. And that's because the process is streamlined, so you don't need to meet with your client, but you can still coach and describe all the important and necessary things to deliver client results. And truthfully, clients like it better this way. And although we do develop relationships with our clients, we want to get to know them, live meetings just contain too much small talk and discussion that's unrelated or unnecessary. The hybrid check-in gets right to the point, and it's best for everyone involved. And since you're using video, you'll still be able to infuse your personality into the check-in process, so your clients will feel like they're being taken care of by their coach because they get to see you and they get to hear you. Not to mention your clients are probably very busy. They don't want to add another thing into their day. So they have the flexibility to complete their check-ins when it's convenient for them and read and assess the information on their own time, rather than trying to find a mutually agreed upon time where you'll meet and squeeze a check-in call while you're in the car or waiting for groceries. Lastly, with one-on-one meetings, scaling your business and growing it is nearly impossible. For example, if you have 20 clients, that could be nearly 20 hours of coaching calls per week just on check-ins. And that's quality time that you could be spending marketing and growing your business, or selling more coaching, or just having more time for yourself. So between added flexibility for both your clients and yourself, and the fact your clients will get better results because you're going to give them the exact action steps they need and none of the fluff or small talk that they don't. So ditching one-on-one meetings for the hybrid check-in process is a no-brainer. Now, here's the deal though. You can't just take a video of yourself talking and send it over. You want to address things in a step-by-step manner that's organized so it stays effective. Plus, still leverage some written communication so you don't have to rewatch your own videos to remember what you said, which seems very simple to do, but without seeing it done, you may not incorporate this. So let me show you how. We'll start by breaking this process down. To make this process straightforward, you want to include a streamlined check-in form. So what you're seeing now on my screen is the spreadsheet my clients track their nutrition on each week. And in the top right-hand corner, you can see that there's a link to the check-in form. Where it says check-in form, you can click on that and it's gonna take them directly to their weekly check-in form. That link will take them to a simple form through something like Google Forms, simple, easy to use. And it asks them some questions about their past week and how things are progressing. The questions should be specific to your approach, but they can be the same for each client. As you can see, this is the form that I've used since 2018, and it has around 4,300 entries on it. I've done this process a lot. Your clients should always know where to find this form. I use Google Forms and I have it linked up to the top of their tracking sheet so they always know where to go. And I have a plugin set up that sends all the details of their responses directly to my email so I can respond there. Include questions on your check-in form that give your nutrition clients a chance to reflect on their week. Plus, gives you an opportunity to assess. Here are some of my favorite questions to ask. Describe any successes you had this week, which is important because people don't typically like to point out the positive things, and describe any setbacks or issues you had this week. They'll have no problem doing this, but it should come after. And do you foresee any challenges for the upcoming week or anything we need to plan for, like social events or birthday parties? When we ask these questions, clients get a chance to reflect on what went well and what needs to be improved upon. They get a chance to add some insight and fill us in, and we can address them in our response. If you want the exact tracking sheet that I just shared and the check-in form that I use every week for my check-ins, click the first link in the description description below and you'll get instant access to them. They're yours. Now, once we have access to the actual information, let's talk about how we respond through the hybrid check-in process. Here's the game changer. We want to work in an element of video review into our check-in. Having clients see your face, talk about their week, and review it is one of the smartest things you can do. And for the longest time, you needed to do this live. And doing a video review is going to take you much less time, especially once you get comfortable with it, than it would be to write all of this out, because you're pointing things out, you're showing them what's going on. You can communicate so much clearer when you're using that screen capture technology to go over exactly what you're saying. Here's what you need to do in the video. You start with some very brief pleasantries. You're not a robot. Then you talk about what you're seeing in their week, and you got to point out something positive. You need to find this and talk about why it's important and how far they've come. Then we'll talk about how well did they stick to their plan with how you're measuring adherence. Then we can point out any areas where they can improve and make any adjustments or keep the plan the same. Regardless of any changes we'll make, we'll then include 1 to 2 action steps for what they need to do this week to keep the process moving along. This could be the same thing if it's working, or include something else to keep them engaged. We want to talk all of this over in a 2 to 3 minute video review, maybe up to 5 if you're new to this, but you want to keep it short. If it's too long, they may not watch it. We use a software called Loom. It's the best for a few reasons. The screen capture is fast and it's very easy to use. Plus, you can send over direct links, which means you don't need to download the files and include them as an attachment. Although you can download them and use them as trainings or in different places. You can check out a free trial in the description below. Incorporating video into the hybrid check-in is going to save you a lot of time, plus give your clients access to you so they feel like they're working with you as their coach. You're guiding them, you're leading them, and this is going to save time on both sides. This is the best practice for online coaches, and it leads to better client results and the ability to make more money. At least it did for me. Okay, but here's how we make this process even better, and it's with the right delivery. Okay, so you have a great video to send over to your clients with their weekly feedback, but you still want to include it in an email response. Why? Because it's the best way to pass it along in a professional way. Probably the most important thing here is you want to make it clear what your clients need to change and what they need to do, and sometimes that takes repeating yourself. So include it in the video, but also recap it in the email. And this process also starts to create a paper trail for yourself, so you have what you discussed in writing, so from week to week you can review that quickly instead of having to rewatch all of your videos. Now, if you do want to save even more time, Loom has an AI feature to transcribe your video response into the most important points. So when you paste the Loom video into your email, it will automatically paste the action steps for your clients, completing this step for you instantly. How do you finalize this check-in? With clear action steps and then getting them involved. To get great client results, you do need to be prescriptive. So you want to identify areas for improvement and make suggestions on how your clients will go about improving it. But you also want to use some motivational interviewing techniques to get them involved in the solution. For example, if protein intake was the issue, you could suggest the following action step. All right, so I made this note about protein intake as your biggest room for improvement this week. What are 2 things you can do this week to improve it? Or another example, being prepared seems to be your biggest issue. On a scale of 1 to 10, how likely are you to prepare 1 batch meal this week? Then you can go back and forth communicating about the best course of action. This gets your client to agree to the solution, which means they're going to be doing it because they know they need to get the result, not because you want them to. This type of self-efficacy is what's going to get them results long term. Next, I want to show you an example of how this actually works with people. So Darren has been my client for the last 7 years. He's a busy dad and physiotherapist, and he's lost 35 pounds and kept it off. Right now, he's got a wedding coming up with his fiance Morgan and wants to manage his weight for that. So here's an example of what our weekly check-ins look like right now.
Hi, Darren. Thanks for checking in. Dr. Mark here. Okay, I wanted to review your week because things are looking really, really good. We spent the last few months in a slight deficit, pushing things, really just doing what we can in terms of the balancing act of a bunch of stuff going on, during summer, a lot of weddings, social events, that type of stuff, while still, keeping your hunger in check and slowly bringing your weight down. So this was another solid week in the books. And I know you've been on pat leave and, you're looking to do some more workouts at home and you didn't quite get in as many as you would like. But for the most part, things are looking good. I know we took a few flex days last week and reviewing some of your numbers. Outside of those flex days where we did see weight come up a little bit, but nothing too concerning. 2 pounds, it looks like, in terms of some of the swings. after eating, some higher carbs, higher salt, that type of thing, all completely normal. And I do expect to come back down. For the most part, great week of adherence. You, even with the flex days, nailed the reduced numbers and kept things in check. And weight came down to 240 is probably a most recent low on the low end. So things are moving in the right direction. Also love, we've been pushing those steps and working those up over the last little bit. And you were able to get to the 12,000 pretty much every day, and your weekly average is fantastic. So in terms of adherence and the way things are looking, you stuck with things really, really good. Going back to your form here, for the most part, things are moving in the right direction. I know this week will be a bit more of a easy to manage and control week. It sounds like maybe a date night on the weekend, but for the most part, still on pat leave, doing what you can. If you're hanging out at home this weekend, I feel like this is the time there's always a time and a place. And if you can manage, getting some more workouts at home, let's shoot for those 3, get those in and build some momentum over the next little bit. There's always a time and a place. And for me, the time now is for you to push ahead, keep things dialed in. So I'm going to give you the green light to, number 1, we're sticking with the same normal food levels for now. And I'm going to give you the green light to take 1 flex day if needed. I've programmed in this 0 to 1, meaning if you don't need it, by all means, you've been doing this long enough to know, like, hey, it's date night, but I can manage, guesstimating some normal, a normal meal out into my numbers, and then just leaving it at that and going from there. But if you want to take that flex day, I'm going to give you the green light. Things are looking good. Let's keep with the same steps at 12,000 per day and aim to get those 3 workouts in. Keep the normal numbers the same, and I think things will continue to move in the right direction. There's always a time and a place here, and things look good. Enjoy the last week of pat leave, and we'll go from there. Let me know if there's anything else, and we'll keep on rolling. Same normal numbers, flex day if you want, 12,000 steps, and get in those 3 home workouts, because I know they're going to keep doing the trick. Do the best you can, and good things will happen. Chat soon. Bye.
Then I take this video and I insert it into an email detailing the action steps and send it over directly to his email so he knows exactly what to do week to week. And that's the hybrid check-in process, friends. So if you're still spending hours on Zoom calls with your clients and you're ready to get more time back in your life and scale your business, and most importantly, get better results for your nutrition clients, start using the hybrid check-in process. It's completely taken my own nutrition coaching check-ins to the next level, and I'm confident it will for you too. And as great as all those tips are, if you're really serious about starting a nutrition coaching business, the next thing I'll have you do is check out this video I've linked up right here. Since you've now taken your nutrition coaching check-ins to the next level, learn how to keep them organized. So make sure to check it out now, and I'll see you in the next video.